the thing I really want people to get from North of the 10 is that, you know, this is a story, this is a movie about a bunch of artists trying to chase their dream, try to find their niche. And they all struggle and they all suffer along the way, and they deal with rejection. And that's such a universal journey, especially of artists, but of really of any career or anyone emerging in a career. And what they need to take away is that, how do you cope? How do you survive and thrive through those experiences? Well, we think the answer is you rely on your community. You build a good community, a community of brothers that you can, brothers and sisters that you can rely on and have be your support system, and you support them as well. I think we need that, and I think that we can withstand anything when we have a group around us that we really we see each other truly and we support each other truly. So I mean, and this is a message that's important, especially for black men. You know, we don't always get an opportunity to see ourselves on screen just being loving and supportive. We're often violent or aggressive or other stereotypes. And it's like, you know, being a man, masculinity, all of that has everything to do with being supporting and loving to one another. And when you have that community, all of those L's, they're like water off a duck's back, you know. You can achieve anything with your team like that, with your squad. He was a dream. Ryan Lamar is a dream to work with, you know. He's not didactic, he's not overbearing. He's like, this is what we're trying to do. Here's the script. Do what you want with it. And we all did. Everyone in this cast, more than any movie or project I've ever done before, would take the script and would they would do improvisations off of it. They would do ad-libs off of it. It was like jazz. It was like people would find what they needed and then they would expand upon it to fill in all the blanks and make the character and the stories their own. So that only happens when a director gives you the room to do that. And he did that from jump. I mean, he called me before we even started shooting because, you know, we had a cast that was a lot of social media stars, and then you've got me, who's a more traditional actor. And he told me he wanted me to be able to help him coach the actors as needed to get us where we needed to be. But he also said, I want you to feel empowered to change and make the story you need to as on your own. So there was a lot of empowerment. There was a lot of, you know, assumed leadership role, and I was down for it. I always like getting to contribute more. You know, I don't like feeling like just a cog in the machine. I like when I get to help the machine run. And with indie films, it's going to be like that anyway. So everybody got to help each other to make it happen. So when we started this process, BET, Viacom, that was not a part of it. It was strictly an indie movie, which means these filmmakers, these producers, they went out and they found all the money they could. They found the investors. They put together the production. And without the infrastructure of a studio, that's a lot of work. It's a lot of labor. And you really need every player involved to rise up to the challenge and take even more responsibility than you're asking them to. You need them to take initiative in order to make the film actually happen. And we all did in different ways. And then we had the blessing of BET and Viacom deciding, okay, we want a piece of this because we see how good what you've made is. So people don't get to see that, but behind the splashy label that says BET, an original BET movie or BET Presents, is a bunch of indie filmmakers presented and then BET acquired.